Nancy Pelosi is getting dumber and nastier, and of course older by the day. She is, in fact, and I'll just tell you the truth, a very nasty old lady. That's what she is. And she's desperate to hold on to power, her second time as Speaker of the House. She was asked about the testimony of Bill Barr, which served absolutely no purpose for anybody. And as a matter of fact, even people on the left were condemning what the Democrats had done, that there was really no point to all this. And on MSLSD, something called The Beat, with a guy by the name of Ari Melber. Nobody's ever heard of this fool before, but there he is, Ari. Let's see how this interview goes with the Speaker of the House. Go.
Given how far this administration has gone to try to delay or defy oversight, what do you think?
Hold on now. The executive branch is defending itself from a rogue House of Representatives. That's exactly what's going on. How many hearings have we had, ladies and gentlemen, on the Democrat side on the abuses of power by the Obama administration? Not one. How many hearings have we had on the spies that were placed in the Trump campaign since the Democrats have taken over? Not one. How many hearings have we had on the Hillary campaign and the DNC paying for opposition research that was built on a lie? It was a drunk Russian who gave the information to steal and told the government, our government, early on that none of it was true, and they used it anyway. So how many hearings have there been on that? None. Not one. How many hearings have there been on the fact that the FISA court was violated and this is something that needs to be Not one. How many hearings have there been on Emmett Sullivan, the federal judge in Washington, D.C., who is violating every code of ethics that I'm aware of when it comes to lawyers and judges, in his treatment of retired Lieutenant General Michael Flint? Not one. How many hearings on the corruption of the Obama administration, the January 5th meeting before they left office, and Joe Biden and him saying, and he saying that we should use the Logan Act as a pretext? Not one. How many hearings on Hunter Biden? Not one. So they don't really want oversight hearings. They want to use this as an opportunity to destroy the president. We already know this. They tried a coup, they've tried impeachment, and now they're trying to burn down our cities, get ladies in the suburbs with college educations, Caucasoids, to get very, very angry and say, we need normalcy. I can't take this anymore. I'll vote for anybody but Trump. That's the whole game plan here. All right, go.
Not out of or learned from Attorney General Barr when he finally showed up today.
Well, I don't know that they learned anything, but it demonstrated to the American people the contempt that he has for our democracy.
Stop. Contempt for democracy? No, I watched most of this sham. He couldn't get an answer in sideways. They wouldn't let him speak. How does he have a contempt for democracy? I don't need Broomhilda here telling us about democracy. She knows nothing about democracy. Go ahead.
1 year ago in July, we held the Attorney General in contempt. His inconsistencies about not sending a law enforcement in when people invaded, really, the legislature in Michigan.
Okay, stop. See, they have their talking points down, even though she's having trouble getting it through her teeth. The Michigan Assembly building is state, right, Mr. Producer? And the federal authority is exactly what? The federal courthouse in Portland is what? I think I used the word federal. It's federal property. Michigan State House, state. Federal court in Portland, federal. So state police, local police are to be used when it comes to law enforcement on the state assembly building. Federal police, if the state police won't help, are to be used to protect the federal courthouse. It's called jurisdiction. Did the state, that is the governor of Michigan, call in and ask for federal police or the National Guard? No. Would the president have given it to her? Yes. Did she ask? No. When it comes to Portland, the mayor says he doesn't want the federal police there. Is it any of his damn business since it's a federal building and federal land? No, a mayor can't tell the president what to do when it comes to a federal courthouse. Now, next issue. What happened to the Michigan State Assembly? Was there graffiti? No. Firebombing? No. Molotov cocktails? No. Were the state police hurt? No. What happened in the federal courthouse? All the things I said that didn't happen at the state assembly building happened at the federal courthouse. You nitwit. And this Ari phony fraud guy, whoever the hell he is, he's just sitting there with a thumb up his nose and has nothing to say in response to her because he doesn't care. He wants, I mean, you know, it's the beat with Ari Melber, and the beat with Ari Melber, as we all know, is cutting edge. Go ahead.
Saying because demonstrators are out on the street, that's violent. But it wasn't violent for people to go in with guns into the legislature in Michigan. So the inconsistency of it all.
Going in with guns, it was legal. Everything those people did, they had carry permits, they had guns. Having a gun isn't violent. Using a gun illegally, that would be violent. Having a gun is not violent. Having a gun isn't violent. Go ahead.
And the fact that he was, shall we say, not forthcoming in his rejecting any thought that he would talk politics as he...
May I ask you a question? What is it with the Democrat Party? You listen to her and you get dumber by the second. You listen to Biden, you lose IQ points. It's like, what? As they struggle to get their vile propaganda out and try to be coherent and so forth. Even this guy, Ari Melber, who's obviously a left-wing hack, he's even going, come on, you can do it. Is this the best the Democrat Party has to offer? Apparently, yes. Go.
With the President of the United States. This is very serious. 98 more days to go, and he was even vague about stepping aside, if it is clear. Clear to whom?
No, he's not vague about stepping aside. God, they lie through their false teeth. It's a horrible, horrible thing. That wasn't the question. If he loses the election fair and square, of course he's going to step aside. Why do you think Biden's hired 600 litigators? Is Biden going to accept the result of the election? The Democrats have created situations in the states with mail-in voting and these other ludicrous rules that make it very likely that this election is going to be litigated for weeks afterwards unless there's an overwhelming victory. The Democrats have created this scenario, and they know damn well. It's the Democrats who first went to court. Al Gore did in Gore versus Bush or Bush versus Gore, depending on what court you're in. And they're prepared to do it again. And that's what the president meant when he said, I'm not going to accept the results unless we know the results are the results. So they're making it like he doesn't intend to leave the White House. He never said that. Now, accepting the results of election, this is kind of precious coming from Broomhilda here, since she has never accepted the 2016 election. And they've done everything they can, not only to prevent Trump's candidacy from being effective, but him serving. And this is why the coup efforts, and this is why impeachment, this is why criminalizing the phony Russia collusion issue, which they all knew, including the media, actually never took place. How am I doing, Jake Tapper? Am I giving context, you think? I think I am. Go.
Clear to the American people. The results of the election are the results of the election. He doesn't have to qualify it. And, well, I just thought he was despicable and just...
All right, stop. By the way, notice we're always talking about Trump. Has this question been posed to Biden? No, because Biden's not available. I watched the other day, he had what he called a press conference, and he had cards in front of him with the names of the reporter and the news groups, and most of them were local Delaware news organizations. And he didn't get very many hardballs, did he? Will you accept the results of the election on election night, Mr. Biden? He wasn't asked that. He wasn't asked that. Ari Fleischer had a good question the other day that he put on his social sites, Twitter. Somebody should ask Joe Biden if he will protect U.S. Attorney Durham's investigation. Pretty damn good question. Everyone always, you're going to protect the Mueller investigation? Oh, yeah. Well, Mueller can be fired. No, Lindsey Graham. We're going to protect Mueller. Don't touch Mueller. How about Durham? Nobody cares, apparently, even though he's supposedly getting to the bottom of the coup effort. Go.
Beneath the dignity of an attorney general. Now, I did not watch the entire thing because I have my own work to do, but I did tune in to hear certain questions that I had an interest in his answers, and they all related to upholding the Constitution.
He couldn't answer, Broomhilda, because they kept interrupting him. Remember? They kept reclaiming their time. Go ahead.
United States. And he fell very short in that regard. He is there to support the president, Donald Trump, no matter what. He's not the president's lawyer. That was my...
No. He's not the president's lawyer. That would be Eric Holder, who said that he was Obama's wingman. You remember that? Eric Holder said he's Obama's wingman, and he was his wingman. Maybe somebody could tell me on one occasion where Holder ever took issue with Obama. One? There is none. I can tell you Barr took issue, even though the president had absolute presidential authority to commute Roger Stone's sentence. Barr disagreed with it. And they're in court, still taking the position that he broke the law. Can you point to some similar example with Eric Holder, Obama's wingman? Of course not. Go.
And you know what happened to him? And
well, and that's,
he is the lawyer for the United...
Boy, this Ari Melber, boy, he's quite the journalist there. The Beat with Ari Melber. Should say the Meathead with Ari Melber. Is it, what? He just goes, oh, God, I can't believe I got this speaker. You know how many times we've asked this moron to come on my shows? She won't. Can you imagine that? Or the other moron in the Senate, Schumer, to come on my shows? He won't. Hell, we can't even get Romney, to be honest with you. But you get the point. They don't want to be grilled. They just want to be slobbered all over. Go ahead.
United States of America. Too bad he doesn't care or realize that.
Before we lose you, because I know your time is short, there's one clip from the hearing I did want to play for your benefit. As you know, in the news, we have...
Let's stop it right here. We have a hard break we're going to take. Then I want to come back, and we want to play the clip. By the way.
For all this and much more, sign up for Levin TV.